Hey everyone, it's David of Strong by Elite. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I want to discuss a very common topic amongst people who are trying to look, move, and feel better as it pertains to losing weight and eating healthy. And that is, Dave, I'm eating healthy, but I'm still not losing weight. And that should answer your question right there. You can still eat healthy and not lose weight because food, regardless of if it's healthy or not, contains calories. And calories, the number one thing, the main important thing that determines how much you weigh, the number that's on the scale. What you actually eat, the quality, can have a furthering improvements on your health, your metabolism, and your performance. But when it comes to the number that gets spit out on the scale when you go to the doctor's office, that's how much you eat. A bottle of olive oil, though healthy, has about 8,000, 9,000 calories. If you drink that bottle of olive oil, I don't dare you to, don't do it at home, then you will gain weight despite the food being healthy. Because again, the body really only cares about how much it eats when it comes to weight loss. So then, if you're struggling to lose weight despite being healthy, there are a couple of things you could do. Number one, take a harder look at what you're eating and try to evaluate again after going through your diet with a fine-tooth comb if you're actually eating as healthy as you think. How often are you going out to eat? How often are you drinking? Even if you go out to eat, you can still eat healthy. A restaurant can douse chicken breast in olive oil. 1 tablespoon of olive oil has 140 calories. How many tablespoons do you think a typical restaurant uses for a typical dish of chicken breast of 6 to 8 ounces? I'm not sure, but I can probably guesstimate that they're using at least 4 tablespoons to make the sauce, to fry the chicken, for the basting, for various things, for the garnish, whatever. And then let's not forget the vegetables and the sides that you're having. You can have potatoes or rice, but how are they made? Are they made in a risotto style? Are they made with cheese? Are they also cooked with oil to give it more mouthfeel? Are the vegetables roasted with more olive oil, cream sauces, all these different things? You have to look at what's actually in the food. Now, if you go home and you make just plain chicken breast, plain white rice, and steamed vegetables, then you can probably guess there's not going to be that much extra added calories. But if you start cooking with olive oil, you want to measure how much olive oil you're using. And olive oil is just an example. I use it as an example because a lot of people believe olive oil is healthy, and it is. But again, just like anything else, there can be always too much of a good thing. So if you have too much olive oil, that can also contribute to weight gain. Look at what you're eating. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Try to evaluate if you actually are eating as healthy as you think you are. How often are you going out to eat? And then make some adjustments. If you're cooking at home, figure out how much you're using at home. How much oil are you using? The oil is the most common source of calories that many people have a hard time tracking, because number one, the body doesn't register satiety the same way when ingesting oil as it does solid fats like avocados, nuts, and cheeses, because you can drink oil. There's no mechanical action involved from the mouth when you're ingesting the calories coming from oil. So that's why you have to be careful. And also, people liberally use oil when they cook. Again, a very common way for calories to enter the system without much people thinking twice about it. So fats, dietary fats. Look at dietary fats. Usually the number one source of extra calories coming from the diet. And then of course, you can also look at carbohydrates, but carbohydrates don't contribute as much to weight gain as many people think. There's a process called carbohydrate spillover, in which you've already topped off your body, your liver, and your muscles' ability to store carbohydrates as glycogen, which is the storage form of sugar in the body, and then it goes into fat conversion with the liver. But that doesn't happen at not only a consistent enough rate, but at a high enough rate to really explain the additional weight gain of most people. When people gain weight, it's usually, regardless if it's healthy or not, it's usually because a lot of people overconsume foods in general. And a lot of times the foods that people overconsume are high in both fats and carbohydrates at the same exact time. Think about some of the foods that tend to be the most dangerous, be the most risky when it comes to weight gain. French fries, pizza, pasta, cookies. These are all foods that generally have high proportions of both fat and carbohydrate. All right, so go ahead and take a look at that. Just because it's healthy doesn't mean that it will automatically lead to weight loss. So take a look. If you have any questions or comments, shoot them over to me at david@strongbody.com. I look forward to hearing from you and helping you a little bit more.